Welcome to Alternatify, the channel where we dive deep into the currents of history and ask the most intriguing question of all: what if? We explore those pivotal moments where a different choice, a twist of fate, or an extended life could have reshaped our entire world. Today we confront one of the most colossal what-ifs in ancient history. What if Alexander the Great had lived longer, turned his gaze westward, and marched his invincible armies against the burgeoning power of Rome? This isn't just a thought experiment, it's an exploration of a fundamental shift. Imagine a world where language, law, art, and architecture took an entirely different path, leading to consequences both good, bad, and utterly unexpected. Historically, Alexander the Great met his untimely end at the age of 32 in 323 BC. His vast empire, stretching from Greece to India, fractured almost immediately, divided among his squabbling generals, the Diadochi. But for our scenario, let's imagine Alexander survives. He lives for another decade, perhaps even two, his military genius undimmed, his ambition still burning with an insatiable fire for new conquests. Meanwhile, in the early 3rd century BC, a formidable power was rising in the Italian peninsula. Rome, a disciplined and expanding republic, was consolidating its control over Italy, building the foundations of its future empire. Alexander, with his unparalleled military might and relentless drive, would undoubtedly perceive Rome as a rival, a challenge to his vision of a Hellenistic world. A confrontation between these two titans would become a matter of when, not if. Alexander was never one for a direct head-on assault without meticulous planning. His strategic approach would involve careful logistics, securing supply lines, and weakening his enemy through diplomacy and proxy wars before a full invasion. His initial moves might include establishing naval dominance in the Mediterranean, perhaps by seizing key ports in Sicily or southern Italy. He could also forge crucial alliances with the Greek colonies in Magna Graecia, or even more dramatically, with the powerful Carthaginian Empire. Imagine the terrifying prospect: a combined Macedonian-Carthaginian force, potentially led by Alexander himself, arrayed against the Roman Republic. This alliance would present an unprecedented threat to Roman hegemony. However, the Romans were no strangers to adversity. They were renowned for their resilience, their ability to adapt, and their tenacity in battle. Despite Alexander's superior cavalry, the formidable phalanx, and his mastery of siege warfare, Rome would learn and fight fiercely. The ensuing conflict would be brutal and protracted, a series of imagined campaigns across the Italian peninsula. We envision epic battles in the rugged Apennine Mountains, desperate city sieges, and crucial naval engagements for control of the seas. Let's explore the first most dramatic scenario: total conquest, a decisive Macedonian victory. The Roman Republic falls, its institutions dismantled, and Alexander establishes a new capital, perhaps in Italy itself. He would then integrate Roman territories, their administrative skills, and even their legions into his sprawling empire. This would represent a profound shift, extinguishing the Roman Republic and altering the course of law, language, and culture forever. The result would be a unique cultural blending. Latin's influence would wane, replaced by Greek or a hybrid language. Macedonian law would intertwine with Roman administrative practices, and a new artistic and architectural style would emerge, fusing Greek, Macedonian, and Roman elements. Our second scenario envisions a compromise, a negotiated peace. Alexander, facing the high costs and prolonged struggle of conquering Italy, might opt for a diplomatic solution. He could establish Rome as a powerful client state or a crucial ally within his Hellenistic sphere. This would lead to an uneasy coexistence, a period of intense cultural blending where Rome retains some autonomy but is deeply influenced. Romans might manage the practical administration of the Western territories, while Alexander introduces Greek philosophy, art, and science. Finally, consider a third, more disastrous outcome: a Pyrrhic victory or a stalemate. The fierce Roman resistance, their unwavering determination, leads to heavy losses for Alexander's army. the campaign bogs down into a costly war of attrition, draining Macedonian resources and morale. In this scenario, Alexander might withdraw, or perhaps even die during the prolonged conflict, leading to the fragmentation of his empire and chaos in the ancient world. The Romans would survive, but their progress would be significantly hindered, their rise to empire delayed by centuries. The impact on language would be immediate and profound. Latin's dominance, which gave rise to the Romance languages and heavily influenced English, would be replaced by Greek or a hybrid tongue. The linguistic landscape of Europe would be unrecognizable. Roman law, a foundational pillar of legal systems worldwide, would be supplanted by Macedonian or a hybrid system. Concepts like innocent until proven guilty and fundamental civil rights, as we understand them, would develop along entirely different lines. Architecturally, the iconic Roman styles of arches, domes, and concrete construction would be influenced by Greek and Macedonian designs. Our modern cities would feature different iconic structures, reflecting a divergent aesthetic. Technology and science would follow a different trajectory. With a greater emphasis on Greek philosophical and scientific principles, the practical engineering prowess of Rome might be overshadowed, leading to alternative innovations. Culturally, we would witness a unique artistic and literary landscape. The blending of Greek intellectualism, Macedonian martial traditions, and Roman pragmatism would create a distinct cultural identity, unlike anything we know. Ultimately, the entire development of Western civilization would be profoundly altered. The Renaissance, the Enlightenment, and the subsequent revolutions that shaped our modern world would stem from entirely different historical and cultural roots. The ripple effects of such a monumental change would extend far beyond the ancient world. The rise of Christianity, for instance, would occur in a vastly different political and cultural environment, potentially altering its spread and doctrines. The Byzantine Empire, the spread of Islam, the Age of Exploration, and even the industrial and technological revolutions would all be impacted. Each subsequent historical event would unfold on a fundamentally altered stage. In essence, the modern world we inhabit, with its global economy, advanced technology, and rich cultural diversity, would be fundamentally different. It would be a world shaped by a Hellenistic Roman fusion rather than the Roman legacy we know. This thought experiment offers a humbling reflection on the fragility of history. It reminds us that the world we know is just one of countless alternative possibilities, each hinging on seemingly small twists of fate. What do you think? Which scenario do you find most compelling? Would Alexander have truly conquered Rome, or would the Republic have proven too resilient? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into alternative history, please like this video, share it with your fellow history buffs, and subscribe to Alternatify for more thought-provoking what-if scenarios. What other historical turning points would you like us to explore next?